unthinkable has happened. Roman Reigns has returned, not to revive the broken bloodline, but to forge something even more dangerous, a new shield. After the shocking betrayal at Money in the Bank, where Jacob Fatu cost Solo Sikoa the briefcase and Jey Uso lost his title, the tribal chief didn't crumble, he retaliated. And he didn't come alone. Reigns arrived with shocking new allies in tactical gear, sending Paul Heyman's faction scrambling and igniting a full-blown bloodline civil war. Who are these new Shield members? Why did Roman choose them? And what does it mean for Seth Rollins, Solo, and WWE's future? Smash that subscribe button. The Tribal Chief's reign has been reborn in fire. The fallout from Money in the Bank 2025. The wrestling world is still reeling from the fallout of that explosive night. Jacob Fatu's savage ambush on Solo Sikoa wasn't just a betrayal, it was a calculated strike in a long-simmering family feud. Solo's hopes and dreams were crushed, and Seth Rollins seized the opportunity, grabbing the Money in the Bank briefcase that promised untold power. At the same time, the heartbreak didn't stop there. Jimmy Uso, a cornerstone of the bloodline, was dethroned by the cold, unyielding Gunther, leaving the faction in tatters in the WWE Universe, wondering if the bloodline could ever recover. Into this chaos, Roman Reigns stepped out of the shadows, poised to take control, but not alone. He came to bring order from destruction with a new version of the Shield, a faction reborn from fire and blood. The tribal chief's impossible choice, family or legacy? Roman Reigns was at a crossroads. Watch his empire crumble under the weight of betrayal and loss, or burn it down and build something stronger. The WWE Universe held its breath, waiting to see which path the tribal chief would choose. True to his legacy, Roman didn't settle for a choice between family and legacy. He weaponized both. The arena plunged into darkness during Seth Rollins' arrogant victory celebration. The crowd's roar faded to a tense hush, anticipation crackling through the air like a storm about to break. The new Shield, a terrifying evolution. When the lights snapped back on, the WWE Universe gasped. Standing tall atop the ramp were three figures clad in tactical gear, faces masked and bodies radiating menace. But these were not the Shield members fans remembered. These were warriors reborn for a new era. Roman Reigns tore off his vest, revealing war paint across his chest and arms, the unmistakable markings of the tribal chief ready for battle. His partners followed suit, peeling off their masks to reveal two of the most formidable forces in WWE. Jacob Fatu, whose betrayal had been exposed as a brutal but brilliant test of loyalty, and Jey Uso, eyes burning with renewed fire and purpose after his crushing defeat. Roman's voice thundered through the arena. "You wanted chaos. You got it. The bloodline is dead. The Shield lives forever. This changes everything." Fatu's masterstroke, loyalty tested in blood. Jacob Fatu's savage attack on Solo Sikoa was not an act of rebellion, but the tribal chief's ultimate loyalty test, a masterstroke in a long game that only Roman fully understood. It was about purging weakness and reaffirming allegiance in a war where only the strongest survive. Jey Uso, having suffered a painful loss to Gunther, made a stunning choice. Family over pride. His eyes, once clouded with doubt, now burned with renewed devotion as he stepped into the Shield's ranks, ready to fight for the empire Roman was rebuilding. Paul Heyman's nightmare, the fall of the Wiseman's faction. For Paul Heyman and his newly formed faction, the night was a living nightmare. Once the master strategist behind Roman Reigns' dominance, Heyman now found himself on the defensive, watching his former client command an upgraded, deadlier Shield. The faction that once ruled with an iron fist now faced an unstoppable storm. Solo Sikoa, left bleeding and broken at ringside, was forced to watch as his future crumbled. The discarded enforcer's face told a story of betrayal, heartbreak, and a bitter understanding that his time as the Bloodline's cornerstone was over. The ruthless finale, Welcome Home. In one of the most chilling moments, Roman handed Jey Uso a steel chair, a symbol of power, vengeance, and allegiance, and simply said, "Finish it." Without hesitation, Jay brought the chair crashing down on Seth Rollins, who lay stunned and broken in the ring. The crowd erupted as the new Shield's dominance was sealed with brutal finality. The Tribal Chief's second reign of terror has begun. Roman Reigns didn't just reform the Shield, he unleashed its most dangerous, intimidating iteration yet. With Jacob Fatu's raw, brutal power and Jey Uso's fiery intensity now under his command, the Tribal Chief's second reign of terror is officially underway. Questions ripple through the WWE universe. Will Solo Sikoa seek revenge and reclaim his honor? Is Paul Heyman's faction already doomed to collapse under the new Shield's relentless assault? How will Seth Rollins survive this devastating new threat? The future of WWE. Bloodline saga reignited. WWE will never be the same. The Bloodline saga has exploded into a full-blown civil war, with Roman Reigns leading a revitalized Shield into battle. A war for dominance, legacy, and survival. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell because this story is just beginning, and the Shield's reign of terror is about to reshape the WWE universe forever.